Hello everybody, welcome back to my studio, and to my classmates, welcome to my presentation. This, for the non-classmates, this is actually a school project that I had to do, and I actually talked with my teacher, and he said that I'm allowed to do this. So it actually both helps me and the class, because for me, I get views off of this, and also I don't have to deal with the stress of actually presenting in class. And the students benefit off of this is because they can watch this in their own time. They're allowed to rewind the video in order to fill out their form thingy. And yeah, it's pretty cool. So also read the description for like a more detailed explanation on what I'm actually doing here. But anyways, welcome to my presentation, everybody. So my topic is anime, past, present, and future. Introduction. Anime isn't just a show you see on Netflix, but rather an entire world, with a past, present, and future to it. Everything you see on screen went through tradition that has been passed down since the early 1900s. Now, each animation studio has a set process that they follow in order to now digitally produce anime. As technology increases, so will the anime industry, bringing some wild and creative ideas with it. So what I did was, instead of only giving one slide to each research review, I actually gave like 3 or 4 slides because I actually wanted to split up my project into 3 parts. So my first part is the past. According to Marwa Zagzog, the main idea about the subject is to explain all of the events and all of the advancements that anime has made until the early 2000s, which is kind of like around the time that Dragon Ball came out, Pokemon actually came out in 1999. You'll see like a lot of that later. So part 1, the Dark Ages. Anime started to rise around World War II when the Japanese government wasn't as nice as it is today. As the retaliation against the depression of the war, many small artists started to create these drawings and flipbooks. However, they started to gain attraction, and the government used this as an opportunity. These artists were then pulled and forced to create propaganda against the enemy. This led to many artists forming organizations in order to avoid this. Soon it was either join an organization or get hooked in by the government. Part 2. Osamu Tezuka's time. His first work was called New Treasure Island, which was a rendition of the famous movie at the time Treasure Island, and featured in the first appearance of his iconic style that will soon become even more famous when he releases his next one, basically his next anime. Now, here's something that a lot of people might recognize. Astro Boy was Osamu's biggest hit and what popularized his art style. This helped a lot of children out during the war, almost as if Osamu was like a caring father reading a story to his young. Which then leads to the third point. Astro Boy even landed Osamu with the honorary title of the father of manga and anime, because he was the one that brought the entire anime genre to rise and to get some attraction, and overall helped a lot of people with during the war with his work. Now again, some very familiar faces. I mean, not familiar faces, like familiar names for like other anime fans. Studio Ghibli and Mecha Anime. These were all both in the 1970s. So now, Studio Ghibli, right? It's actually a real studio located in Koganei, Tokyo. However, since its art style is super distinct from the traditional anime, like what you see now, like Demon Slayer, and like even the early 2000s, like Pokemon, Dragon Ball, Akira, stuff like that. This one is like super different. Like Studio Ghibli films are so much more different from like traditional anime that it actually like started becoming a genre to the tongue, meaning like people just say, "Oh yeah, I'm watching Studio Ghibli," meaning like I'm watching the Studio Ghibli genre of like anime. That's what it means. Usually, it's a calm slice of life style, which basically means like day-to-day stuff that happens. Like you're living a normal life, and then suddenly, in like a slice of your life, something happens. So usually, it's a calm slice of life style with a little bit of magic elements to it, like Lu Over the Moon, or what was that other one? Weathering with You. Yeah. There was also that one with that mail delivery girl. I forgot. And it also has really deep meanings, like a whisker away, right? That has like the meaning of like viewing other people's perspectives, and also like dealing with loss, dealing with suffering, dealing with abuse, all of that. And it's really deep. Now, here's a complete contrast to Studio Ghibli. Around the same time, an entire new genre that is the complete opposite of a Studio Ghibli film, which were the mecha anime. Now, mecha anime also got split up into two subgenres after the release of one of my personal favorite anime series, I should say, Mobile Suit Gundam, which introduced something completely new to the table called Real Robot, as opposed to everybody else who had like the villain of the week type stuff, where like a new villain was introduced every week, and the main character would always fight it, and they would always win, and that's how the anime went. But now Real Robot actually introduced something new to the table with like politics. Politics was a huge factor in Gundam, like how people deal with like different types of people. There were like two separate colonies, the Earth colony and like the space colony, and like they were having intergalactic wars with each other. There was civil war. There was like again dealing with loss and abuse. There was like a whole bunch of like real stuff put into these like mecha forms, like mecha battles, which by the way look beautiful. And yeah, it's really cool that this actually happened in the 1970s, which is only like 30, 40 years from here, like actually 50 if you think about it. Like around 50 years from now, they were already inventing like some politics and stuff. Now, here we have like the stuff that probably everybody recognizes. So at around 1986 to 2001, more of the newer anime started to release, all with the same style of like the olden day animation. These include, I already listed these, Akira, Sailor Moon, the ever famous Pokemon, probably a part of everybody's childhood, Dragon Ball, and also a sequel to the Gundam series, Gundam Wing. Most of these are pretty recognizable, but they all seem to have the same art style of the old way of animation. You can see like the difference between all of these like old animes compared to the new ones. Like take for example Demon Slayer, the graphics and like the art style of Demon Slayer and all of those types of animes completely contrast all of the Akira, Sailor Moon, and everything from the olden 2000s, like the early 2000 stages. The first author concludes that the art and production of anime and cartoons in both Japan and America have taken a long, twisted journey in order to get to where they are today. And now, let's take a look into how anime is made today. Another idea by Crunchyroll. I'm pretty sure almost everybody has heard of Crunchyroll before. Another idea by Crunchyroll on July 12, 2018 is to give us a behind the scenes of how our favorite anime is created. So now I actually created a 6-step guide to making your own anime using whatever was said in the video that Crunchyroll posted on their YouTube channel. I will post a link in the description. I also have references at the end of the slideshow so you can like look at that. Anyways, a 6-step guide to making your own anime. So step 1 is storyboarding. Animators start with storyboards or rough sketches showing the character movement, camera movement, character positioning, and frame placement. which is basically like a sort of very rough outline of how the scene or like the entire episode is gonna go. And then after that, they actually refine their storyboards by using line art and inking. Line art and inking processes usually come right after the storyboards. These are called layouts, and they usually refine the edges of a storyboard, if not add new things to them. So basically, I think what they do was that they take the storyboards, actually add some like features, like suppose a character, instead of being a stick figure, you add like hair and like hands and everything, along with like refining some of the lines to make more positioning things. And then 3, framing. All of the storyboards are combined into a really rough animation that's called an animatic, which is basically like a rough sketch on how the anime is going to look like together. An animation just consists of multiple pictures called frames. Usually 24 is the regular amount on how many frames are like in an anime. And they always move really fast in order to trick your eyes to make you think that the thing is actually moving. So like take 24 pictures of a horse, right? A horse galloping. If you just play them through really fast, you actually your eyes actually think that the horse is actually moving. These is also presented in the concept of flipbooks, like I just said. Now we can go to editing. So each scene of an anime is put into envelopes by the second. FPS means frames per second, like I said, 24. So it means one envelope will have like 24 frames. Then shipped to many, many editors and checked in order to make sure things like characters and scenery remain consistent. That is very important for anything, manga, anime, drawing in general. You have to keep your characters consistent, otherwise people are going to notice. That's the one thing they notice in like any drawing. If your characters aren't consistent, then people are going to like not like your anime. Close to finally, we have the digitalization, which actually differentiates between America and Japan. Now, if you're animating in Japan, you will have to go through the process of taking your frames and putting them through a scanner in order to digitalize them. Unlike America, where step 1 through 4 is done digitally, meaning that they actually start with the storyboard like on like a tablet, I guess. Wacom is really popular. There's also XP Pen and all of that such. The storyboarding actually already goes there. All of this is already done on like tablets. Unlike Japan, where they do all this on paper and then scan it in. And then finally, the production. All of the frames are put together into a fluid animation, and the team watches the episode one last time before sending it off into the public to be heavily criticized. Trust me, Attack on Titan, wow, okay, there was a hurricane that hit the studio for Attack on Titan. So then they posted a tweet on their Twitter page saying that, okay, the next episode of Attack on Titan is going to get, like, delayed because of the hurricane. And everybody said, screw you, we want our show. Who cares if you're suffering a hurricane? We want our show. I'm not even joking. Sorry, I need to drink some water. Crunchyroll also provided, like, some other facts. That is actually going to be pretty helpful if you actually want to get a studio and actually want to start making anime. So key animators and in-between animators, these are 2 very important vocab words that you need to know. Key animators, the animators in charge of creating the more defining frames. Basically, you remember storyboards, right? So storyboards actually become refined frames, like super refined frames, and those are going to be the key frames in the animation. Now, arguably the most important part is the in-between animators. These animators are responsible for making all of the frames that connect one keyframe to another. So basically, you have a ball, right? Suppose you're making like an animation of a ball bouncing. So the key animator creates the top position where the ball reaches its climax, the down animation where the down frame where the ball hits the table, and basically the in-between animators are responsible for making all the frames in between to make it actually look like the ball is bouncing. And now here's some other info. Each second of an anime usually takes about dozens of artists. That's why they have like studios in order to make sure that everybody coagulates in one place. And also, before a storyboard can be made, the team creates a script to describe the events of a scene. So like it goes from writing to whatever Demon Slayer is. It's beautiful. Alrighty, we're almost there, bear with me. We're now at the future. A third source by Theo J. Ellis states that the future of anime seems to be evolving rapidly as technology evolves. Now, Theo provided 3 predictions on what we could be seeing in the future, and he actually based these predictions on stuff that we're actually already seeing today, which is actually really cool, and I really want to see these actually happen. So, let's start with the first one, holograms. Now, Hatsune Miku is a 16-year-old pop star from Sapporo, Japan. She has neo-blonde hair, which she wears in pigtails, and bright blue eyes, and get this, fully animated. Nothing about her is real, to my understanding. I'm like, if you actually search up Hatsune Miku, you're all going to get like digital art and like the presentations and everything. But there is, other than cosplay, there is no real Hatsune Miku. And you know why? She actually once put on a full concert using projectors to make her look like she's actually there moving around the stage and singing. So we can actually do this at home, which is what Theo believes. And this allows us 360 viewing of an anime, basically full, you can walk around the room and see every dimension of the anime that you want to watch. And not only that, but the author believes that with the new hologram technology, we can also be able to physically interact with many, if not all, of our favorite characters. I actually had my own idea on this, and basically what I was thinking is that in every house, they can be like a hologram table in like a basement or like a separate room, and basically type in whatever anime you want to watch, and instantly the holograms show up and give you your 360 view of the anime. So yeah. Now to improve definition of anime. So along with the new technology that are ever releasing, for example the new gen Xbox and PlayStation, the PS5 release, which has like insane graphics and 0 loading time. Same with Xbox. I think it was like the Xbox One S or something. I forgot. I need to check it out. Now, one of these upgraded technologies, though, is the resolution that shows. So, you know how you have like these new ones? They're also upgrading the old ones as well. Like, how we went from the like low quality like 124p to now these 4K HD films that you can see in theaters. Now this is going to keep on upgrading and keep on like like expanding, I should say, right? So we can actually see that again, I'm gonna use the Demon Slayer example. It's a really good scene that I'm actually taking from it, and arguably I can say that this will make any person fall in love with the series. However, viewing that at a low resolution could lead to that person not liking the show as much, which means that we can actually keep on improving the definition almost as if they pop out, which is what the author says. And you can also like almost like the characters are talking to you, and he basically wants the anime to be really high definition to the point of realistic, like real life stuff. Here's one of the examples of this. It's like a beautiful scene with everything going on. And, oops, sorry. Pretty, right? Yeah, it's really pretty. And finally, we have virtual reality. His idea of VR used in anime purposes is to use it like it's an accessory. Like you can choose whether you want to watch it normally, or you can choose the VR mode and watch the anime come to life. I'm pretty sure this is gonna cost a lot. Oh, sorry. I'm pretty sure this is gonna cost a lot, but I'm guessing this is like his idea. So he believes that the VR right now is only used for virtual worlds. Oh my god, I keep on pressing right click and then it keeps on opening that thing. So he believes that the VR right now is only used for virtual worlds that were created by someone. He proposed the idea of putting anime worlds into there and have you fight alongside with your favorite characters. And in conclusion, Theo says that in the near future, many technological advancements will allow people to view anime at many different angles than we will. Now, my analysis. The process that I actually went through in order to research everything that you saw so far, that's all going to be in my analysis paragraph. So originally I was only trying to research the process, basically present, right? I was only trying to research this stuff. However, what happened was, I found those other two links, the one by Theo J. Ellis and the past one, the one where it like goes into the anime past, and that actually led me to like actually split my project up into 3 parts, and then oh my god, I'm so sorry. Divided my project into 3 parts, and like stuff like definitions and basic trivia was what I was trying to dig for, and then I found those 2 links. Then after that, I was able to find the 3 main ideas about anime as a whole. So in the past, there were many evolutions in both man and machine in order to get to where anime is today. In the present, the process of anime creation and production requires lots of skill and patience in order to get the entire product to everyone's satisfaction. And in the future, with new technologies being introduced, then created every year, we could be seeing major changes in the future of anime. And finally, my conclusion, which is a final summary of everything talked about in the video. In 1914, a couple of Japanese cartoonists started to adapt into the new motion pictures. After that, in 1941, World War II happened, and the government forced these cartoonists to create propaganda. Soon after the war, production companies started to form, containing many more artists. One example of this is in 1956, where a toy animation company released The Tale of the White Serpent. Soon, technology followed, and we could now air anime to television sets in 1962. Animation quality started to increase, technology started to upgrade, and now we have a set process on how an anime should be made. This is now the present time, and the animation process starts with inked storyboards, then get fed through a machine in order to digitalize them. Next, an animation software creates better lines and transitions between frames. Finally, they go through 3 to 4 editors, and then airs out to either theaters, television, or your local streaming service. However, technology will still improve, and so will these animators. Holograms are already starting to create live anime concerts, such as Hatsune Miku's concert. We can also be seeing full dive VR, or a VR system that can transfer your mind in and out of the game, which is actually present in an anime called Sword Art Online. And finally, in conclusion, the world of anime has greatly transformed since we've just heard of it, and we could be seeing far better things in the future. Believe it! For all the anime fans, you already know what that means. And finally, I decided to add some extra resources in order for your better understanding, and so basically visual representations. Anyways, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you have any questions, be sure to put them in the comment section. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Be sure to like, subscribe to see a bunch more of this content, along with stuff like Minecraft, drawing, Wilbur Soot. I'm making a Wilbur Soot animation soon. Spoiler alert. And so, yeah, put them in the comments. Actually read the description of this video, because there's a bunch of information for my class, and also for, like, non-class members who just don't understand what's going on. And yeah, finally, here are my credits and sources. I actually got this, like, slideshow template from a website called Slides Carnival, and basically it provides you a bunch of, like, really cool templates to make your presentation look pretty sick, like mine. Not sponsored, although if they did, I don't know how much money I would get from that. So yeah, here's a bunch of my sources. Arnav Dogra is one of my classmates. He gave this Demon Slayer is Good review. So yeah, that's it for the slideshow. Again, put any questions in the comments, and I'll see you next time. Remember to be cool and stay chill.